Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah, there's a new Zardy's Maze update, came out a few days ago, I believe, and yeah, I'm just gonna give you some guides on how to complete, and a few tips on how to how to really do well in the challenges. So yeah, hope you enjoy. So, Challenge 8 is the first of the new challenges introduced in the new update, and it looks easy at first, and it actually is, but it kind of fools you. So, the only enemy you see is Zardy with a custom difficulty. There's 3 weeds in the maze, it's all fine, and you don't start with your axe, no flashlight, because it's midday. It's like, why are you carrying a flashlight, dumbass? Now, so you have to collect your axe, and by the time you do that, you hear Zardy make a sound. That sound indicates that he is actually, like, fast. And when I mean fast, he's fast. So he will be chasing after you at a roughly the same speed that you're running at, your sprint speed. So you should be very careful. Some tips for this that you can use is when you're going for a weed. I've had this work a few times, but if you're going for a weed and you see Zardy behind you, wait until he gets like semi-close, go into the spawn, just crawl through and just make it to the other side, but make sure that Zardy's at least like semi-close and there's an entrance near where you're going, because what he can do is you can stop him from despawning, and you can essentially just keep him in place until you go to the other side, and then he has to run all the way around while you can destroy the weed. And you can do that for all 3 weeds and also for the middle, which is pretty handy. And also if you're exiting spawn, you know that Zardy's going to despawn, do not frantically like move your mouse in any way, shape or form, because that can cause him to spawn right in front of you. Like, you can turn left and then turn right, and it will literally mess everything up, because he has done that a few times, where I look left and right, and he spawns right where I'm facing, because he was supposed to spawn behind me. But yeah, that's probably a rare occurrence, but yeah, that's all I can say for Challenge 8 so far. Now onto Bushwhack. Bushwhack is probably my favorite challenge in the entire game so far, just because of how fun it is. Because I like it when like games branch out from what they're like, from what they normally are. Like Zardy's Maze, it's just a maze, you just set path, destroy weed, and it's just like that. But in Bushwhack, it's just a boss fight. It's a boss fight against all the enemies, where it ramps up over time and over like the different weeds you hit. So in short, you start in the arena, Zardy's in the middle with the weed and Pumpkin Jack roaming around. You go close to the weed, Zardy gets activated, and he has that same super speed that he does in Challenge 8. And basically, what you gotta do is you have to destroy that weed and 4 weeds around it, and then 1 giant weed, while enemies are spawning in and their AI increases for every weed you destroy. And I believe with the big weed, the more hits, the more enemies tend to spawn in, because I know a Rattler spawns in sometimes. And for the big weed, it does take 20 hits to take it out. Now, some tips that I have for this level include, like, just generally, like, stay in the move, don't stay in one place for too long. I believe the game might punish you for that. I don't really know. All I know is that, like, if you need to recharge your flashlight, get us to a safe place, make sure you can ward off Zardy, and then just like charge your flashlight as much as possible without getting caught. And with the big weed, you can take a risk by like getting up that perfect angle, making sure the pumpkin jacks aren't where you are, and just like holding your flashlight to stun the brutes and Zardy to ward them off, and then just whacking the weed as much as you can, because it does take 20 hits. Or you can just go the conservative way and just like wait it out, take a few hits, run back, recharge, take a few hits. And be mindful though, because with all that, there is a cable crow post inside, and it can mess you up sometimes. But if you can destroy the weed and there's no enemies around and none of them know where you are, you can just like walk into the weed and just basically win out of that. That's really all I have to say, just general tips, knowledge. So yeah, on to challenge 10. And now finally, on to challenge 10. Now, by the name, you can see that it does say that it is endless, and it is true to that name, in the way that you start off in the daytime, and basically what happens is for every weed you destroy, more enemies spawn in. Like, at the start, it's really easy. You just spawn with your axe. There's Zardy immediately active, but he's slow. He doesn't go super speed. I believe he doesn't do it for the entire time, because if he did, it would be pretty unfair, in my opinion. But yeah, he doesn't go super speed. Every weed you destroy can either... I think it's set. Like, the first weed you destroy gets a jack, and then a brew, and then, you know, on. It's probably set. But every weed you destroy, it gets more enemies, and after a set amount of weeds, it increases their AI as well, like the difficulty. And there are some challenge weeds. I believe there's one just the tiny one during the day that you have to find like across the entire maze. Not that hard, but once you get it, every 7 weeds that you destroy is equating like. Okay, so every 7 weeds, the time of day changes. So from 0 to 7, it goes to sunset. So, well, from 0 to 7, you're in daytime. 7 to 14, you're in sunset-ish. It's a very beautiful skybox, I will tell you that. And after 14, I'm pretty sure you're in the night, like dark. I don't know if it ever goes pitch dark after 21, but I have heard from some sources that it's either 28 or 38, that there's a giant weed in Endless that you can destroy, and it just like resets everything into a loop. Now, to get the achievement for this specific one is just to survive tonight. It's actually really simple. If you do feel like you're somewhat struggling with it, like you're getting caught off guard by certain enemies, you can take your time with it, because there is no like time thing. It's like daytime-ish, except Zardy's not the only enemy, and also like the maze doesn't close. It doesn't go like what it does in the main game or any of the other challenges. So it's always bright. You can always see something. Even at night, you can tell who's who, and sound keys are very good because, well, it paces up after. I believe every single enemy can spawn, and also the pumpkin callers and corn stalkers can also get multiple. So they could be on like count 2, I believe. Maybe, because I know you can get the exact same message twice, so maybe they spawn twice as often. But yeah, a good tip of them though is to always destroy the corn stalkers that like spawn in behind you, because even at a certain point you might get some like boost upgrades, like jump upgrades or speed upgrades, and those corn stalkers can really mess you up. Even especially if you don't have those power-ups and you're just running away from an enemy and Cornstalker's just right in there. So yeah, that's really all I can say for challenge 10. Not too difficult. The achievement is pretty simple and self-explanatory. So yeah, that's it for everything. Well, thank you guys for watching. This has been like not too crazy. I've tried uploading more to the channel, but I just haven't been feeling it. But because of the new Zardy's Maze update, I thought, hey, maybe I might be able to get something out, because I've seen how some of my other Zardy's Maze videos started to pop up after the update. It's sort of like leeching off it, but if I'm being honest, I just wanted to make something for once, instead of waiting another like 3 months and then going like, hey, I got something, and just going to sleep for another 2 years. But yeah, so anyway, if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, and I'll have a link below to other people's videos, and yeah, I guess that's about it. See ya.